how many citizens of United Kingdom died because of Brexit.
Welcome back, everybody, and boy, do we have some stuff to unpack for you. The former president of Ukraine, Petro Poroshenko, came out and attacked Boris Johnson for his Brexit comparison comments, and he would not be the only one. To give some clarity, here's what Boris actually said.
And I know that it's the instinct of the people of this country, like the people of Ukraine, to choose freedom every time. I can give you a couple of famous recent examples. When the British people voted for Brexit in such large numbers, I don't believe it was because they were remotely hostile to foreigners. It's because they wanted to be free.
So what is he saying here? Is he saying that Ukrainians don't want to be free, and that's why they want to rejoin the EU? Is he saying 16 million Brits didn't want to be free and wanted to be under the EU? Is he saying being in the EU is like being under a dictatorship like Putin, and the only way to get out of that is to expel yourself, and then you're free? Then comes the other question. Why the hell would you make that comparison? What's the purpose of doing that? How's that going to help anything? If anything, it's stoking even more division in the country when he's got this golden opportunity for unity, but he's already had this opportunity with Russia. Let's have a listen to what the Ukrainian president had to say about those comments.
How many citizens of United Kingdom died because of Brexit? 0. Can you imagine how many Ukrainians died before they met Putin aggression? Thousands. Only today we have more than 150 children which were killed by Russian soldiers and by Russian artillery. Only during the last week, 2,000 of the children only from Mariupol was captured and delivered back to Russia. Can I ask you how many houses were destroyed because of the Brexit? And we have the whole cities which were completely erased, starting from Mariupol, which is much worse than Aleppo. Starting, you are here from just, I don't know, 7-8 kilometers from you and from me. We have in Bucha, Gostomel, we have Irpin, we have the city of Kiev with the destroyed houses. And with this situation, definitely, please, no comparison.
There's no getting away from what Boris said was crass. It was crass at a minimum, awful diplomacy, and generally shouldn't have been said, and it begs the question, why does he keep on doing this? This is Rishi Sunak somewhat defending Boris, but also claiming that he's got a different interpretation to the former president of the Ukraine.
Do you think there are parallels to be drawn between the democratic vote to leave the EU and an illegal invasion of Ukraine where thousands of civilians have died?
No, I don't think those two situations are directly analogous.
Of this country, like the people of Ukraine, to choose freedom every time.
And I don't think the Prime Minister was saying that they were directly analogous either.
He's not saying they're directly analogous, but what he is saying...
I said the situations are obviously not analogous, right? That one is a democratic referendum in a country where, thankfully, we're able to debate ideas in peace. And
unfortunately, Brexit has cost one life, and that's Jo Cox, an MP, a defender of the EU and immigration, and she was seen by the murderer mayor as one of the collaborators and a traitor to white people.
Ukraine wants to join the EU.
And of course, and that should be their right. And actually,
yeah, so what are you saying then, Rishi? Are you saying that they're not fighting for freedom, that they don't want freedom, that they want to give up freedom if they want to join the EU? What are you saying? And you'll notice he'll start to stutter here. That's a sign of stress.
That's part of the situation that Putin finds for him. He doesn't like the idea at all, right?
And this is a nice segue because Rishi's talking about freedom, and we're going to see this with Boris in his speeches.
Conservatives who stand up for freedom against the blackmail of Vladimir Putin. And that's why talented people are fleeing Russia, quite frankly.
Yet freedoms in Britain under the Conservatives have been attacked and taken away. Conservatives flirted with the idea of putting you in jail for 14 years for releasing anything that would defame or undermine the government, such as this picture. Now in Britain, if you're too noisy with a protest, you could be fined £2,500, which seems really strange because those protesters outside the Kremlin are noisy, and in the UK, they would be fined. Northern Ireland being forced into the single market means that it doesn't have any say on the rules that are passed within the EU. That doesn't sound like freedom. This lady protesting against the war in Russia would have been fined £10,000 if she'd done it in the UK. No ID, no vote, which disproportionately affects youth voters, and they, strangely enough, don't vote Conservative. Funny that. All of these points are enshrined in EU law. That's why the Ukraine wants to join. That and the economic benefits. And these freedoms have all been taken away from us. So it's very ironic when you hear someone like Boris Johnson and the Conservative Party extolling the ideas of freedoms, yet all they've done for the past 6-7 years is take Britain's freedoms away.